Hey everyone, how are you? Hope you're well. Saturday today, so I worked a lot this week. I might cut that part off, get a pair of scissors and trim it off. But my hair's looking nice still. British Boxing Board of Control Limited. If you take a look, rules and regulations 2021. So they sent me the rules and regulations for last year. What about this year? But I've applied for British Boxing Board of Control license, so I'll let you know how that goes. I mean, I'm sure I'll pass, but why wouldn't I? Yeah, I've got no criminal convictions. I know boxing. Boxing's not really hard to understand, and I look forward to it. It should be very interesting. You might see me up in people's corners. So I've applied I've applied for a trainer seconds license. MC license, which means that you're the one that introduces fighters to the ring and come into the ring. Whoever, Josh Taylor. Yeah, I'll do that. I don't mind. And what's the other one? The other one I applied for, Ringmaster. Whip. So basically, you're sort of backstage. You're making sure everyone's doing what they're supposed to be doing. All right, you're going to the ring next. So you've got your gloves, basically that sort of thing. But obviously, let me take a quick look. Any member affected by any decision or order of the board, the stewards of appeal shall meet from time to time, as and when necessary, to hear appeals from decisions in accordance with Regulation 28 and the articles. Let me try and see if there's anything interesting in this little book. Licenses. But all right, let me try page 16. See if there's anything interesting I can tell you. Boxers must be holders of a valid boxer's license issued by the BBBofC, British Boxing Board of Control. Application for a boxer's license must be accompanied by a fee in an amount determined from time to time by the board. Boxers must be at least 18 years of age before they may be issued with a license to box in any contest or exhibition. No two boxers, I've skipped a bit, no two boxers under the same management and or agency shall, without first obtaining permission of the relevant area council, be allowed to meet each other in any contest unless matched for a championship or eliminating contest for a championship. That's interesting. Alright, last one I read. Let me maybe try and find, you know what, give me a second. Manager. That's interesting. Wow, some interesting stuff in here. Where's the contents page? Right, give me a moment. Also, if you're watching this video, I imagine you don't mind listening to all this. If you don't, you can just go. I don't mind. Watch it or don't. Let's go to page 20 about managers. Maybe I should read stuff about promoters or Right, let's just finish off with managers. I might do a separate video on promoters. All right, managers. A manager of a boxer, including a manager who manages herself as a boxer, must be the holder of a valid manager's license issued by the BBBofC. Application for a manager's license must be accompanied by a fee in an amount determined from time to time by the board. No company, partnership, association, club or charitable organization shall be entitled to hold a manager's license. That's 6.1. 6.2. A manager's license shall not be granted to any person who has not held a license in another category for a period of at least 3 years during the 10 years prior to the date of application. All right, last one I'm going to read. Every manager must enter into and hold a contract in accordance with Regulation 7.3 with every boxer for whom he wishes to act. A boxer shall not be managed by more than one manager at any one time. Joint managers are not permitted. What? Joint managers are not permitted. But there's a situation I know of where someone got scammed. Oh, that guy got played. They said to him, if you give us 5 grand, we'll let you co-manage the fighter. What kind of nonsense is that? I didn't know that. No co-managers are allowed. No joint managers are permitted. Let me just give you 2 more if you want to keep watching. 6.9. A manager shall not appoint a nominee to act as a promoter. What do they mean by that? A nominee? What? They can't just pick a random person? So I'm guessing they mean you have to have a actual licensed promoter. Okay, and this is the last one I'll read. A manager, when engaging the services of a person to act as a trainer for his boxers in preparation for a contest, must procure that the person engaged holds a valid trainer's license. And you know what, maybe I'll just read a bit about promoters. So let me see. Promoters, page 25 of the rule and regulation book. Page 25, promoters. All persons wishing to promote a contest or tournament must be the holder of a promoter's license issued by the British Boxing Board of Control. So BBBOC, they've abbreviated it, but obviously stands for British Boxing Board of Control. Let me read a couple of these out. All promoters wishing to promote a contest or promotion on behalf of a charity, or where the whole or part of the proceeds are publicised as being applied to or towards a charitable object, a charity promotion, must be the holder of a charity licence issued by the BBBOC, which licence shall be valid only for the requisite charity promotion. Okay, let me try and see. What? There's some interesting ones in here. Okay, last one for today. 9.14. A promoter, if called upon to do so by the board or his area council, must disclose forthwith in writing the amount of purse paid to any boxer. Alright, last one for today. So, what do I think of managers and promoters? Or actually say we can add trainers to that list as well. So, let me see. Video's almost 8 minutes already. Alright, let's start with trainers. My advice for boxers who are looking for a trainer, I'll just say my guidelines. Ultimately, it's up to you what you do. As what's his name, Dwyer. As Dwyer likes to say, I'm a complete stranger online. It's your life, do what you want. If you're going for a professional trainer, I'd say try and go for someone who's got a license. Try and go for someone who's experienced, work with previous boxers. They've got a reputation, and just try and reach an agreement with them. I think as a boxer, what I've noticed, sometimes you get trainers that want money up front. They want you to pay them for training sessions, but try and get someone who's willing to, because if you're a boxer turning over, then obviously you're not going to be making a lot of money, unless you're a big ticket seller. And obviously some trainers, they need to be willing to take that into account. I know a situation, I'll give you an example. I remember there was a boxer who was quite good, but he couldn't really sell tickets, he couldn't make any money. And when he turned professional, there was this trainer who he wanted to work with. But the trainer was just like, oh, okay, you have to pay me per hour. I think it was like £40 an hour for the training. But the boxer couldn't really afford that. And, he's obviously, he didn't really want to work that much. So he just said, look, train me for now and I'll give you 10% of my purses. Trainer didn't really want to do it. So the fighter said, all right, forget it. Found another trainer. Like, he was a smart lad. Like, he knew his... I don't really need to name names. It's not necessary. So the boxer was a smart kid, and he just thought, this trainer only wants my money. Went and found another trainer. They signed a deal. Trainer gets 10% of the purses, or I think, was that what? Let me ask him next time I see him. But yeah, like 10% or whatever it is. And once they started getting big, which, it didn't even take that long. Like, probably, less than a year. got big. And then the trainer obviously started making money. So, you know, it was good for him that he agreed not to charge him in the first place. But the old trainer then trying to contact him. Oh, yeah, you know, let's start working together again, blah, blah, blah. But the boxer said, no, I mean, I offered you the chance and you didn't believe in my talent. So that's just something I'll suggest to a fighter. Obviously, from both points of view, obviously, I understand it's difficult for trainers to train you for free, but it's just a catch-22, you know. But as a boxer, my advice to the boxer, find someone that actually believes in you, that knows what they're talking about. But if it's just someone who's just going to charge you, okay, I'll name someone I'm not keen on in boxing. I don't mind naming names. It's only if you provoke me that I'll name you. Someone like Barry Smith, if you know Barry Smith, I think he works with Ben Davidson now. Barry Smith's he's not the most honest person. Like, well, apparently, I remember when he left West Ham Boxing Club, he got kicked out. Well, yeah, they told me basically stole some gloves and different things, and so that's why they kicked him out. But someone like him, I don't really trust him. Like, I'll say it to his face next time I see him. Yeah, he'll probably punch me up. I mean, he's quite big. Hopefully, he doesn't punch me up. But yeah, I've known him a long time. I don't mind him, but people like that you can't really trust because they just want the money. They don't care about you. But hopefully boxers think more logically when they're picking a trainer. I'll do more videos on this anyway. So that's trainer part covered. I think that sums it up. Manager, just same sort of principle. Just try and find someone that actually cares about you, that has your best interests at heart, that wants to see you achieve as much success as possible. But some managers will just chuck you in there to lose so long as they get a paycheck. So, you know, you got to stay away from them because they don't care about you getting beaten up. With me, I'd make a great manager. I can't apply for a manager's license yet because you need to have held another license for at least 3 years. So I can't apply for a manager's license. But if I was to manage a fighter, but, you know, I'd do the absolute best I can with you. You know, I do it for fun. You know, I do the absolute best. I take you as far as I can go. Obviously, I do want to make money. You know, of course I do. But with me, the difference between me and other people, like, well, I'm not saying everyone. I think me and Steve Goodwin are very similar. I'll take a look at you. I'll tell you what I think. I'll tell you, you know, how much talent I think you have. And you know, I'll tell you how far I think you can go, and I'll give you my best estimate, and you know, I'll tell you, and I'll give you good advice. I'll say you have other stuff to do, you know, have a job, go to college, you know, do something like become an electrician as well. Electrician might make at least £150 to £200 a day. Have that on the side, because I'll tell you brutally. I'll tell you, obviously, if you ever get knocked out in a fight or anything happens and you don't really want to box anymore, I won't try to force you. And the problem is, if you learn something now, you'll have more options if that time comes. But if you've got no education, no work experience, it's going to be difficult to jump from boxing into a different job. Unless it's something, yeah, you could always do something like labouring, but labour, it doesn't pay as much. As you get like £80 a day, and obviously maybe some boxers wouldn't want to do that. Or you could work in Tesco's, but applying for Tesco's, it takes long. I've done it before. You know, I have worked in Asda. I mean, yeah, labouring is a job you can get into quick. So that's a job I could get a boxer, no problem. Easy, I could get you labouring next day, easy. But, you know, would you want to do it? Whereas electrician, it's easier work and you're probably making twice as much money, if not more. And it's much easier work. So that's something I will tell boxers. And I'll tell you the truth. To me, not everyone's got the talent to make it. So I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to tell you that I think you're the greatest boxer I've ever. Well, look, if you can become world heavyweight champion, that's good for you. And that's good for me. And obviously, I want to make the big Anthony Joshua paydays. So I'd say, look, if I could build you into another Anthony Joshua, that's good. But I'm not going to lie to you. And if I don't think you've got the talent, I just, like someone like Dave Allen, I'll just tell Dave Allen, I was like, you're lazy, you don't train hard, you're not the most talented. I'll tell him brutal, and if you don't like it, then I'm not being rude, but I'm not gonna lie to someone. Like, if you don't like it, I go find someone else. But I've told you the truth, and if you don't want to accept it, that's your responsibility. And yeah, I think that sums up managers. I mean, yeah, you get good managers and you get bad managers. I think Steve Goodwin's very good at his job. Sam Jones, I suppose you have to say Sam Jones is good at his job. And can I think of any bad managers? Who are bad managers? Bad managers. Again, I don't know them. I don't mind naming people, but well, whoever put Kell Booking with Golovkin, that was a bad idea. I think, what was it? Was it Eddie Hearn, or who manages him? Is it his dad that manages him? And that's another thing. I don't know if you should let family manage you, because obviously they may not necessarily know boxing, and then they're gonna allow their emotions and so on to cloud their judgment. And last quick one, I hope the video is not too long, 16 minutes now. Last quick one for today is the situation with promoters. I don't mind promoters. I just think you have to see them for what they are. Promoters trying to make as much money as possible. And obviously it's a difficult job. You got to pay for the ambulance, you got to pay to hire the venue, pay the security, pay him, her, this, that, everything. So it's a lot of different wages being paid, and that's before the show even goes ahead. And obviously you can make the money back from the ticket sales and so on, and otherwise promoters wouldn't be doing it and they wouldn't be as rich as they are. So you can make a lot of money as a promoter, but it's not the easiest job. And obviously sometimes promoters will use you. I've been used by promoters before. Like last year when I had a white collar fight against Kyle Downey, I lost the fight on points. I definitely lost fair and square. I'm not disputing that I lost. Obviously, it was my first fight in 10 years, but, I'm the one that went in there willingly. But, they could have at least paid me money. They never paid me. Oh, and so to avoid any confusion, they never said they were going to pay me. I'm the one that went in there willingly. And, I was tempted. To drag my feet about it and say, oh, yeah, I'm not going to fight unless I get paid. But I just thought, screw it. First fight in 10 years. Let me just get one done. So, that was my fault, not anybody else's fault. And ironically, I'd actually sparred the guy before, so I knew how good he was. Well, he's not even good, but I knew I'd probably lose because he's just going to be too fit on the night. Like, he's big. Would I say he's strong? Yeah, I've been punch harder than that. But I'd say, yeah, he was strong. Yeah, I'd say he was strong. I knew I'd probably lose, but I just took the fight anyway, and I just think the promoter not paying me was a liberty. But let me make it perfectly. Let me just say it one more time. He never said he was going to pay me. I chose to take the fight willingly, and I'll just, yeah. Look, you do things, don't you? I just want to jump in there. Like, I don't even care about getting paid. Well, I didn't tell him that, but that's what I was thinking. So yeah, promoters do use fighters, and I'm sure there's a lot of worse stories in boxing than mine. Like, I haven't boxed in 10 years, and I had a fight with some guy who, yeah, he's better than most people. Yeah, he's quite good. Like, I knew I wasn't gonna win. I just thought I'm not gonna be fit enough, But yeah, you see it in boxing all the time. You see fighters taking fights on short notice, and I took that fight on short notice. We sparred, and then they told me his opponent's dropped out, and yeah, that's how I fight him. So obviously I wasn't forced into it, I wasn't tricked into it. I just thought, fight's a fight, I don't even care, But yeah, you see stuff like that in boxing all the time, don't you? You see fighters that are, they take fights on short notice, they move up 2 weight classes. Like one of Savannah Marshall's opponents, I think she went up like 2 weight classes to fight Savannah, and she got knocked out. Well, what do you expect? You're going up 2 weight classes against someone who's quite good. But you see all the time, Chris Eubank. I remember when he took on someone, what was that, 1 or 2 weeks notice. I think the odds were like 100 to 1 or whatever it was. You're not really going to beat Eubank on 2 weeks notice, are you? So. But yeah, I'll do more detailed videos on this subject if that's what people want to listen to. But I think I've said enough in this particular video. So anyway, take care. Thanks for watching.